harvesting some clover seeds. When they're nice and dry, they just slip right off that stalk. So I can just grab them. Some of them, you know, this one's not quite ready. Doesn't want to slide off. Granted, you can still collect it, but it's just harder. Get a couple at once. Oh, that one doesn't want to go. Yeah, probably use a little longer. You know, like this one's close, but doesn't want to come off yet. You know, it's like, it's nice when they just slide off. So that's like a bunch of these little things. And inside that is the actual seed. That's the actual seed right there. One inside each of a little fluff ball. For the focus. Pretty much no red. This is end of May. Maybe May, June. Maybe June 1st. Never know with these things. I like putting them in Taco Bell bags because it allows it to breathe. So any moisture that is in there can evaporate. Well, that was a little too thick. They're compacted. Don't see any nodules. So these are perennial. I don't want to uproot them. So I want to keep these roots in here. But I'm going to uproot a couple. No nodules. I did see nodules on one. Like a deer came through or something, and or an armadillo, and tore up some stuff. Wow. No nodules. What is up with that? I thought I would see some nodules. Yeah, this one's got a nice root system. This one should definitely have some nodules. Hard to say how well it'll come out because of the sun. This one's got some nodules. That looks like a nodule. And that looks like a nodule. kind of deflated nodules, but nodules. Little nodule. Nice nodule. Right there, this one. Look at that one. Full of goodness. So, I mean, those nitrogen bacterias are here. Not everywhere, but they're getting here. In a year or two, they'll probably be incorporated into the soil pretty good. Yeah, so I'm gonna do some seeds, gather these seeds, so I can spread them out everywhere this fall. And like this area already get clean, you know, those ones aren't ready yet, but I'll just let them naturally scatter, you know. They'll keep getting easier and easier to come off until finally the wind and the rain knocks them off. Finished getting the clover seeds. Let's see what we got. Most of them, and then some are still on. They're too good to pull off. Once they dry out more, they'll come off. But I'm liking it though. Last little bit, just kind of let it naturally spread itself around. Food for the whatevers, and reseed with. So I started off with one freezer Ziploc bag full of seeds. These are what do you call it? 8 Taco Bell bags. Each one's probably about a Ziploc bag, you know, freezer Ziploc bag. So it's kind of like roughly 8 Ziploc bags I got, you know, so one of those was what I used pretty much to seed that up, you know. That was all I had, that's why I stopped there. So I can do like 8 times as much now, well, this fall. Be spreading it all over the, where I got the wheat. Spreading lentils and clovers around. Both are nitrogen fixers. So leaving it out. Here's the wheat. Yeah, so I had to shoot 2 squirrels. They stripped the wheat clean after like a day, you know, a day or two, you know, after I did the wheat harvest. They had stripped that area clean. And they're coming over here, you know, standing on these logs. Standing on those logs and eating from the sides. So I put it up here. Put the plastic over it, you know, so it's like really hard to get to. Put in a mouse trap, nice little metal mouse trap. Put in a mouse trap up there. They never got caught in the mouse traps. They just managed to walk around them. That one usually slides around, you know, slides upside down. Yeah, but you know, they wouldn't leave it alone. You know, they would wait for me to go down and work on the project, work on the house, and then they would come over here. Or they would come over here in the mornings before I woke up, you know. I would hear them, that would wake me up, you know, that I would try to shoot them with my BB gun, and they would saunter off, you know. But so I started bringing my BB gun down there, you know, and then every once in a while taking a look, you know, eyeing it. So I got one that way, and then the other one, you know, it was in the morning. I managed to catch it in the morning. You know, they hear me like get out of the bed. And then they, you know, it was like in here, like eating away, you know, and then it kind of went over there, and I shot at it, and I got to sight in this pellet gun. You know, I still haven't sighted it in. I scared it, you know, and it started grazing some more down there looking for stuff, and I managed to hit it while I was down there in the old pasture. And then it went into the woods, into the stick piles. And it's like you can't really see down in there, can't get at it. All you can get is ticks if you go down in there. Ticks and poison ivies. So they haven't been back here since then, you know. Squirrels have territories, you know. It seems like a squirrel randomly buries a seed or something, or it's just randomly going along trees. But it's like they know every tree and every log and every rock in their little territory, maybe a couple 100 feet or something. A few 100 feet in each direction. So this was... Got some tanagers. That's a cardinal. Tanagers I got over here are all red. They're not scarlet tanagers. Scarlet tanagers are red and black. I can't remember what kind of tanager it is. Cardinals like to eat the wheat. The birds have been leaving it alone. The mourning dove started going on the roof. Just kind of walking around. You know, I don't know what they do up there, but it's good for waking me up. I think they kind of warn me that a squirrel's digging into the wheat. Looking for any stuff that's on the ground. So I like that, you know. The bird's got like a healthy respect, you know. It's I didn't think a squirrel would go into this, you know, because this is, you know, a man-made thing. You'd think that they would be wary enough to stay out of it. And it's like that, covering it in plastic, that's about as you know, hardcore as you can get. But they're still so bold that they were going up there, you know. They watch me, the squirrels, you know. Oh yeah, so I mean, this was this territory right here was the territory that those squirrels occupied. You know, they're still in the forest around, but those ones, you know, they just kind of stick to their territory, you know. Once they start like spreading back out into this territory, they'll find the weed again. But it's pretty dry already, so I'll have it processed before then. Oh yeah, and just letting this dry too. So in a few days, process the wheat and then bag up the clover seeds. So, you know, there's like a few little leaves and things. Let's see what we got. A few little leaves, you know, I'm leaving them outside because there's bugs in there, you know. The spiders, grasshoppers, beetles, ladybugs, you know, let all those little bugs climb out, you know, climb up. So they can climb out and get out of there outside rather than having it in the shack. Where they would just fly around and climb on me and stuff. So letting it dry out for a few days, letting this dry out for a few more days, and then bag that up in some Ziplocs. And actually, in a few days, I might put like one of these. So here's the solar oven. This is like, you know, vanilla solar oven. Got an oven thermometer in there, which I don't really need since it only gets to like 155, 160, you know. There's that one. What are we at? 80 degrees. Sun's down. Yeah, so it'll get up to 155, 160 like this, you know. It's just some this is 2x10s that I used down there when I got the backhoe stuck in the mud. Brought them up here. Painted them black. Painted the it's got a piece of metal, and this just sits on that metal. It's not airtight or anything. Thinking 155, 160 will be good for killing any eggs, but not kill any seeds. You know, the seeds still should be viable at such a low temperature. So I'm gonna do one of these bags, and you know, like a jar of this in there at like 160 to see if they're still viable and to see how little gets lost to like bug damage.